Yeah, now you can.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, masters, my name is Soumya. Some of you might know me, some of you might not know me. I do Telugu Dhyanam every day at 6 p.m. Um, I am in the US, and today's class, I am going to talk about the universe plan, the soul plan, right? So we all think about something. Today we'll talk about that, right? We all think about something. Whatever we think, if it happens, we think it's all going good. Whatever we think may be wrong sometimes. Whatever we did not think may be good for us. Sometimes we don't even plan for it and it just happens because it's in our soul plan, it's the universe plan, right? So we'll just talk about that. I usually in my class I do stories because stories are really connecting to people. Either it is life experiences or like a real time story, and it connects to people a lot and we can remember the class very well. So that's the reason I usually do stories. So today's story is, some of you might know it. It's one of our old stories. It's like an Akbar Birbal story, very interesting, very good for kids also. If kids really want to understand these stories, or if you want to connect with them, this is a very good opportunity. So Akbar, this is Akbar Birbal, like I said, Akbar Birbal story. So Akbar, when he was actually, preparing for a war, he is very fond of gardening also, right? So he used to plant lot of plants, everything, lot of things, right? And he was very fond of that, fond of gardening. And one day while he was gardening, he just cut his thumb. So it's in the part, this part of the thumb, like in between, he cut his finger. So it was a really bad cut, right? So when this cut happened, everyone in the kingdom, they came to say, they wanted to show sympathy. They wanted to say, oh Akbar, so sorry this happened to you, you are such a great warrior, your finger got cut, how sad, how bad, they were all saying all kinds of sympathies. Birbal, on the other side, he never went to Akbar. He never said, "Oh, Akbar, I'm sorry. This happened to you. This happened. We didn't feel that this should happen to you," and all that stuff. All that nonsense. He did not talk. Now, when you have 100 people talking for you, and there is one person who did not talk, you only think about that one person. You never think or never care about the 100 people around you, whoever praised you or whoever did something, right? You only think about that one critic who did not talk or who gave bad comments, or who was not as expected. You only think about them. So this person, like Akbar, also did the same thing, exact same thing. He was thinking, why is Birbal not talking to me? Why did he not give his sympathies to me? Why did he not come and try all these things, like say sorry, or tell that you're a great warrior, this happened to you, how will you go for hunting, blah blah blah. He wanted all these things, right? He was not saying that. So he'll call Birbal and he'll be like, why are you not saying this to me? You have to, I'm the king, right? Then Birbal will say, why, who am I to say, right? Who am I to say anything? You are, um uh, because whatever happened is for a reason. You are God's gift. I'm God's gift. Everyone is God's gift here, right? Every animal, everything is God's gift. Anything that happened is for a reason, right? That is exactly what Birbal told Akbar. Akbar was not happy with this, right? With this answer. He's like, my thumb got cut. I'm really in pain. Everyone is coming and visiting and giving me sympathies. Why are you not doing it? So he'll order for Birbal to be put in the prison. So Birbal is in the prison right now. And Akbar is like, he's thinking about Birbal because he felt bad for a minute. Why is he not doing that? And also he was angry on Birbal, right? Multiple things, lot of emotions going on with Akbar. And then in 2 days or 3 days, there was a full moon day. So what usually kings do or emperors do on full moon day, they go for hunting. That's a ritual for them, right? They have to go for hunting because in olden days, for hunting, the animals, if they grow too much in the forest, this is a way to control those. Sometimes you have too many deers, you have too many things, too many animals in the forest, so this is a way to control. So it was supposed to be a ritual. Every full moon day, you have people, you have the kings going for a ritual, right, to kill the animals. Now he goes, Akbar goes with his hand, with his thumb, injured thumb. He goes. It was painful for him, but he still goes, right? He has his own battalion, like all his people, whoever was there around him, they'll go. They all went. Suddenly, this person, like Akbar, when he was riding the horse, his hand was hurt. So accidentally, what happened? That blood, like it fell on the horse, and the horse took him somewhere. So he got deviated from the path, right? So all these, his battalion, his army was in one place, and he went somewhere in the forest. He went, and the horse just went crazy, and it fell. It threw Akbar down on the ground, right? So what happened? Akbar fell on the ground, right, and he became unconscious. So now what happened? He did not know what was going on. Then there was this tribal people in that forest, who were really hunting for people, right? They wanted to kill Akbar. So what they said, okay, Akbar, they found Akbar. They have to give this again. This is a Purnima day, right? It's a full moon day. On a full moon day, there is a ritual that happens for the tribes. They sacrifice this person to goddess, to their goddess. So Akbar was like, okay, I'm done now. I'm done. I'm going to die now. These people, they caught me somehow. There's no life for me. I'm good. Then he starts praying. Akbar starts praying. So suddenly they'll take him, these tribal people, they take Akbar, they clean him because he was all dirty. They clean him, they're trying to change his clothes, they put him into a different traditional clothes, whatever they have. And they notice that finger, the thumb, and they also notice the bandage around the thumb and everything, right? They notice that. And they'll be like, oh my God, you're hurt. And Akbar will say, yeah, I was injured yesterday. Then they'll say, oh, you're hurt, we can't sacrifice you, because when we give something to goddess, it has to be in a pure form. Pure form means nothing should have been impacted, right? That was the goal. Then they say, Akbar, you're not fit for the sacrifice, just go. Akbar thinks, oh my God, I got an opportunity, just let me just go, right? He just runs and he goes back to the palace. He goes back to his kingdom. Somehow he gets out of the forest and he goes back to the kingdom. Now he understands what Birbal said. Whatever happens is for our own good, right? So my finger got cut. It's for my own good. So he'll call Birbal. He brings Birbal out of the prison, and he'll say, Birbal, I'm sorry. Now I understand what you said. Whatever happens is for our own good. My finger got cut. My thumb got cut. I thought it was an issue, right? It was a problem. And I was also upset that you did not come and sympathize with me, right? That is what I was thinking all the time. But now I understood this is for my good. But tell me, Birbal, what did you get? You said everything happens for a good, right? You went to the prison. Why did you go to the prison? Then Birbal said, oh God, you still did not understand your lesson? If your thumb was not cut, and if I was not in the jail, right, you would have taken me along. You would have taken me along with you to hunting, right? So I would have gone with you, and then they would have seen you, they would have left you because you had that small thumb. If you did not put me in jail, you had a small cut, they would have left you, and they would have killed me because I was perfect. I did not have any thumb cut or thumb injuries. I was perfect throughout. So whatever happens is for your own good, right? So this story is really small story. We can connect with our kids, we can talk, we can tell this story. But for us as meditators, there is so much to learn. Since we were born, right? Since we were kids, we were always told to ask God whatever you want. We were always asking. We were asking for everything, starting from if you're traveling in a bus, we would pray to God and say, oh God, if I get a seat in the bus, that is more than enough. We would pray for marks, we would pray for scores, we would pray for marriage, pray for everything like after marriage, career, jobs, for kids and kids' schools, kids' education, kids health. And then we have to have money, we have to have investments. The whole life we have been praying and we have been wanting for things. Always in our life. That is what we know, right? As humans, that is what we have been doing. It's all Maya. We all thought about how we have to be good, and just ask, and just pray to God and ask, and you'll get whatever is happening. And if it did not happen, say you applied for a job, you did not get the job, but you got a different job, right? Some other job you got, you wouldn't have been happy for all that until you know that it happened for your own good. In this case, Akbar found it out immediately in 2 days, right? On the Purnima day, he found out why it was. For us, it may take little longer, right? For us, it may take little longer, maybe 1 month, 1 year, sometimes in 5 years, you'll know why that thing happened. So all we have to do is wait for universe's plan. Sometimes surrendering to what happened is the best way. In this case, if Akbar surrendered and say, okay, whatever happened is for our good, that is the best way, right? There is nothing else we can do. He did not expect something, it happened. What else can we do? Right? So we think of so many things. We think of having this, and this by 30, right? By 30, I should have a house, I should get married, I should have a kid, kid should already go to school. So many things we have to take care of, right? We always keep thinking about asking, thinking about multiple things. And if something that we wanted did not happen, we are upset. We become depressed. Even these days, this generation, kids, they start having, they have girlfriends, boyfriends. If they say no, that's it, they are so upset, they are depressed. And some, they are losing their lives. What have you seen in life? So whatever happened, if a person is not with you, they left you and went, it's for a reason. If a person came into your life, it's for a reason. Everything is for a reason. There is a universe plan. And one important thing we have to remember is universe knows how to balance. We think of something, it may not happen, but universe know how to give the best to us. So all we have to do is have faith, have that the trust in the process, right? Faith in the process, trust in the process. Only when you trust the process, better things will happen to you. And most importantly than trust and faith is to be grateful. The day you're grateful, the day is that is your enlightening day, right? We all have more than what we need. Just go back and analyze. We don't have 4 or 5 things out of 100. Maybe we have 95 of the things and we don't have 5, but we only talk about the 5 that we don't have. We will never appreciate the 95 things we had in the past. The day when we start appreciating the 95 things, you will see a change in your life, a change in your thought process, the change in how you're thinking, the change in how to move forward without any disturbances. Like all these janjat, like, you have all these things in your head, right? You keep thinking about too many things, all that will be going away if you are grateful, right? So having ambitions is okay. Having life definitions, right? Some people have, I have to retire by 50, I have to retire by 40, I have to earn like so much money, I have to have like 10 homes. Having ambitions is okay. Are you worthy of those? Right? That means, are you really having those ambitions and earning in the right, meaningful way? Right? With dharma margam we call. That means you are doing just like, you're not cutting corners, you're not doing illegal activities to earn that money. Right? So have ambitions, work hard towards it. That is your definition. Do it, all means. But when it is not happening according to how you feel it should happen, don't get depressed, because life has a better plan, right? This story always reminds, and this is one of my I have 2 boys, so my kids, they really love this story. I tell them so many times about this story. So they enjoy this because they know, sometimes they think that they did the test really well, but they might have gotten like less score. They have to understand what happened, why it happened, right? These things, these stories allow them to analyze what went wrong and how can they improve. So usually my classes, I tell like thousands, hundreds and hundreds of stories like this. Simple stories, easy to understand, easy to connect, but these are just more life lessons for us. More than them, it's for us. We have to understand, we have to be strong. When we change, trust me, masters, people around us will definitely notice that. They'll notice the change, they'll notice the difference in us. Like we were a different person before and now we are different. So they will notice that also. So I know this was like unexpected today. Like I didn't know that I was doing a class today. See, again, I said whatever happens is for a reason, right? Someone just called me, and like 5 minutes before 8 p.m. today, it's 8:26 right now. But 8 p.m. I just said yes, I'm available. I'll take a class. So anything, right? And this class, and I'm pretty sure some of you can connect with this class. It's very obvious. Anytime we do a class, someone or the other will come and tell us that, oh, this story is something that I'm going through right now. So these things will happen always. So, masters, remember, if things are happening according to how you planned, you're happy anyways, nothing to say about it. If things are not happening as you planned, please think that there is a universe's plan, and universe knows how to balance everything. Okay, so that's today's class, masters. If you guys have any questions, anything I can help with, or anything that you want to ask me, please raise your hand, and I'll try my best to answer. Any questions, masters? Anything? Manasa master, please. You can
Yeah,
talk.
Master, in the morning class, you told us to see everyone as equal and everyone are the same. So,
Mm-hmm.
can you give us tips on how to follow that? Because when we see others, we can't connect like
Control.
that, like they
Mm-hmm.
are also
Mm-hmm.
the same, and to distribute our love and our happiness when they are not in the same frequency with us. So, can you
Sure.
give us some tips? Thanks.
Absolutely. So for that, I have to give little bit of background of who we are, right? Who are we as humans? We took human form, but who are we exactly? So when we talk, there are some in Telugu we call there are some soul cities we called. They are levels of atmas, right? So sometimes all of us might have heard it in the news, like some people killed some people, they cut them into pieces, they did all these things, nasty things, and we think in our brain, how is it even possible? How can people be so cruel? Right? We cannot connect to them because they are in the very early stages of Atma. So there are 5 levels of Atma. One is the infant stage, very, very infant. This is the first Atma level, the soul level that they are born. The second is toddler stage, right? They are Balatma, we call. That means they are at that level where they are better. They are not killers. They are, again, they have their own issues, but they're at the second level. Third level is, teenagers. We called Yovanatmalu, or teenagers, right? And then fourth, we call Proudatma, or middle age Atmas. And then five is the last one, is the adult, like the complete soul who's completed, right? So when we meet, when we bring people with us to take this Janma, we are bringing, I brought my husband, I brought my kids, I brought my mother, father, siblings, whoever I have, I brought them because I have to learn something in this life, right? All these things, whatever we are doing, it did not happen magically. We all came into meditation, it did not happen magically, it was all planned, because we all had this experience in our previous birth, or we started this birth, right? So this was all planned. So what we are trying to do right now is connecting with people who are at a different level, right? My husband, he does not believe in God, he does not believe in meditation. He thinks I am doing, if I'm meditating, it's for older people, like people who are going to die, they are going to meditate, like the sannyasis and all. My dad, he doesn't believe in God at all, but they are really good people. Okay, they help others, they do all those things, they just don't believe in God. So I brought everyone, like my father doesn't believe, my husband doesn't believe, my older son, he's almost 18 years, he doesn't believe in God. They all believe in science, they all believe in technology. So I brought them with me to teach something. Up until now, I used to complain to my husband all the time. I used to tell him, why don't you believe God? You're this, you're that, because of you. If something bad happens, I used to tell him, just because you don't believe God, it is happening to the whole family or something. And he'll be like, why will God do something bad to you? Like, why do you think God will do bad to you? Right? So he is very matured. My father also is very matured because they passed that God level stage. They passed that. They are at a stage where good is something we do and God appreciates that, right? Just like that, we have Atmas who are at the lower level, and we brought them because we have to learn with them. So there are two types, right? One is our inner circle. Remember always, inner circle are the people who teach us things. Inner circles are like our family, our relatives, people who we cannot let go. We cannot say, oh, I'm done with you. You cannot go say with your mom that you are not my mom or your dad. If they came in for a reason, and if they're behaving differently like the normal moms do or normal dads do, that means we brought them for a reason. Okay. So anytime that you feel that anytime you feel stressed when you have a person, when that person is close person to you, because they only come to teach us, right? Only close people will teach us. No one from outside, they will teach us, but it is not very impactful. They might have some reasons, like friends and all they have, but friends and all we can let go. We can say, okay, I don't want to be your friend, and you're done. But you can't do that to your family. So it's always very hard to let go of your immediate family. That is called the first circle or inner circle. That is your circle, right? You cannot let go of them. What do you have to do? Take a step back to analyze. Just think, I brought them for me to learn some lessons. What are they trying to teach me? Anytime you feel irritated, anytime you feel exhausted, anytime you feel sad, anytime your ego is hurt, always think that why did I bring this person to life along with me? They came here for me, to teach me, right? And again, I keep telling this, we cannot change anyone around us. Only all we can do is we can change ourselves. That's all we can do. We can change ourselves, we cannot change anyone around us. So what options do we have? Either we keep nagging and telling them, oh, you are this, I don't like you, I don't do this, you are like this. You can tell that. Or you can change and analyze for a minute and say, no, they came here to teach me something, let me try to think or analyze what they are trying to teach. Kids, they teach us patience, right? Some kids are really adamant, they don't listen. Why are they born to us? Because they want to teach us patience. Usually parents who do not have patience have kids who are very arrogant and very adamant. Go analyze every situation. You analyze, if someone is bothering you for something, that means you're weak in that area. So think what that person is trying to teach. If someone is really telling things or hurting you with their words, that means you're very sensitive. You're weak in that area. You're just taking everything personally. You are very attached. Try to practice detachment. So analyze, every situation is different. Again, I'm not saying everything you should be detached. No, every situation is different. If you're meeting someone who is investing always and he's losing money, that means they came to teach you something, right? You can be irritated with that person. What, I give you money every time and you're losing it. But no, they're coming to teach you that money is not everything. So every person in this world, whoever you're interacting with or whoever you're connected with, they are teaching you something. So just analyze that. Once you start analyzing, the pressure of liking that person will reduce. You'll feel like, okay, the person is that way because he's teaching me something. He came here for a reason. He's a balatma or he's a toddler, right? That level. So we are different. You are at a different level, he's at a different level. Done. That's all. So that will reduce the pressure. And also you have multiple thoughts coming in, right? All I told that in the morning class also. Thoughts, they multiply. Always thoughts multiply. You'll never have one thought and it will not stop there. It will always multiply. Try to cut that thought, or even the pressure points, right? Say I'm giving you an example. I'm pressured for my son's college. Say I'm just giving an example, right? So I don't know which college he goes. If he goes to that college, will he meet the right people? Will he do some silly things in the college? All these thoughts keep coming up. Always, when you're thinking about a person or you're overthinking about a situation, these thoughts will definitely come. It is impossible to stop these thoughts. The only way is to do dhyanam or cut the thought. The first time when I get the thought about, oh, how is my son going to live there? He's going to live there in the boarding, like the hostel thing or whatever, right? In the dorm, he has to live there. Is he going to eat food? When I get that thought, then I have to cut it and say that no, God took care of me. God will take care of my son. My son came with a plan. He will deal with it. Right? I have to cut that thought. Same thing when someone is pressuring you, cut that thought. The person came with me for a reason, and the person is teaching me something. Cut it there. So the pressure reduces. All you're trying to do is reduce that pressure. You do not want to take that pressure and live with a person or live with that situation for very long. That is just impacts you. Cut that thought. Again, after 10 minutes, the thought will come again. Cut it. Think, no, this person came to help me. He's trying to teach me something. Let me learn that. Cut that thought. So instead of getting 100 thoughts, you have 10 or you have 5. You're reducing that, because it's impossible to stop that. When you're cooking, you keep thinking. When you're cleaning, you keep thinking. When you're doing something, you keep thinking. If some situation is bothering, that's how thoughts are. That is why we say practice breath, practice meditation, practice these things, because for that few minutes you'll reduce all that negative energy. That pressure is all gone. So that's something required. But this is something which helped me. Again, every situation is different. You can try this out and see if it helps. But it may help, it may not, but at least you can try. This is all trial and error method, right? So for some people it may work, for some people it may not work. So we don't know. All we can do is just try. So try that method, see if it works, great. Otherwise, just try to analyze the situation. You'll feel much better. Yeah, whenever you think about all these atmas and um, the level where they are, you feel like, okay, they are a different level, I'm a different level. So that's fine. That's how it is. So sorry, I don't know if I answered your question, but something that I did which worked for me. So any other questions, masters? Okay. If we don't have any questions, then I think we can start our meditation. Um, and the host, I sorry, I don't know your name, but if you can start the recording. Um,
Yeah, I will